We are just a few miles from the Gulf Coast of Florida at Raymond James Stadium here in All right, Coach, thanks. CA Sports coverage of the NFL has us on the west coast of the Sunshine State. Downtown Tampa's the spot, Raymond James Stadium. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Green Bay Packers and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
Ready? Black 25. I know he ain't got it. Let me go.
Jameis now on first down. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there.
In order for a screen pass to break big, a lot of things have to come together and be well executed. But all it takes is one small thing to go wrong and keep it from being a big game.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. They'll run it now out of the gun. They'll only get a couple up to about the 30.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
Third play here, this opening drive as they're up against a 3rd and 5. From the shotgun, it's Winston. Oh, he almost picked it. Nearly a turnover there on their opening drive. And that's a throw he'd like to have back. Now 4th down. So the defense able to get off the field here on 3rd down.
It is one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on 3rd down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
An excellent return that time, 26 yards. And it'll be Packer football here, 1st down and 10. So good field position for the Packers as they come up 1st and 10 at the 40. The former 2nd-round pick, this is Joe Mixon. They give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6.
Hey, Charlie.
2nd and 6. He gets this to Devontae Adams. And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. 11 yards and a Green Bay Packer 1st down.
First down, Green Bay.
Here we go. 18 Gator. Hey, Delta. Protein spill.
On 1st and 10, Patterson. That's caught by his tight end, Evan Ingram. Touchdown, Packers. Evan Ingram, his 6th touchdown of the season, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. An ideal start for them, really. You force the punt, and then you go down and score.
And you've got to see a fist pump on the sideline from the head coach, don't you? Because he's turned into his bench, and he's telling his team, this is how we prepare. Force the punt, go downfield and score. I told you guys, it's just like a boxer in the gym preparing for the fight. Now we get to turn it all loose.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And the first drive, 3 and out. Second possession, see if they can get a little momentum. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 36. And this return is going to be halted right around the 28-yard line.
Well, this is a defense that can confuse even the best of quarterbacks with their zone schemes. And here you've got a linebacker that's going to stay at home and just sit down in that zone. And this one basically comes right to him.
8, read.
Watch tight end. Hey, 4 down.
5.
Off the play fake. Patterson. They'll roll him out right. His throw caught at about the 5. And he will get this into the end zone. Touchdown, Green Bay. In for the score. And the Packers are able to stretch that lead out further.
And that's exactly what you're supposed to do with good field position. You make the other side pay when you don't have far to go for the score.
Extra point right down the middle. And that'll make the score 14-0. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
The Bucs take over 1st and 10 at their own
The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. They follow up the gain of 2 with a gain of 1 that time. That result, really no surprise. That's what we're becoming accustomed to with this #1 ranked rush defense.
And you study the game. Is this bringing back a few memories? Maybe the 85 Bears trying to move the ball against them, 2000 Ravens. Heck, how about the late 60s, early 70s Purple People Eaters, the Minnesota Vikings? Hard to move the ball against those types of teams.
On 3rd down, Winston. And that is incomplete. That makes them now 0 for 2 here in the first quarter on 3rd down conversions.
And now they'll look to their defense because they need them to step up so they don't fall further behind here in the early going.
And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. And shedding through the tackle. 12 yards on the return that time. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
A good pickup there, 26 yards.
There are so many things to watch for when you play defense. And reading your keys, you always hear about that, and having your eyes in the right place. Sometimes your eyes can fool you. How about that play action there? And it sprang the big guy, didn't it?
Able to dump it over the top to him. This quarterback now already over 100 yards passing in just this first quarter. It's 1st and 10. Operating from the gun. Patterson. Open man is Ross, complete. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. Mixon will try the right side. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. 7 yards there and a 1st down. He was well over 100 yards last week. He told us this week, a little ambitious, said he wants to hit that 200 mark. We'll see.
Makes sense, though, doesn't it? Have we ever run into a running back that had a great game the week before that didn't think that's just going to naturally continue? Just make sure you feed me the football. And that's what they're all about. Continuity, rhythm, number of carries. Just keep giving it to him.
Give him 15 there, and the Packers have a 1st.
Turn 2 stop. Watch the curl, watch the curl, watch the curl. Back.
Mixon with a 1st down carry. And he's going to get hit at the line of scrimmage and driven backwards. Dontari Poe in on the stop.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
He gets this in the hands of Mixon. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. It'll be a 3-yard gain, and that's going to bring up a 3rd down. From the gun, Patterson. And that will be incomplete.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked when they have these types of kicks that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And last drive, 3 and out. Still a goose egg on the scoreboard. How do they break that goose egg?
They've got to find a way to get the ball in the hands of their playmakers, get them some space, and try and make a first down and get some momentum going. It's been a struggle for them throughout the game, and that 3 and out on the last possession, that told you just how stalled they are on offense.
So who will step up here? We'll see. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. On 2nd and 11 now. Winston throwing into traffic there, and that's complete. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter.
Ready, black 25 behind.
57. Watch the slant. Watch the slant.
Alert flare, alert flare, flare, flare.
Kill, 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 kill.
Let's go.
3rd and short yardage. Winston looking for Godwin, and he's got him complete. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. 2 yards is all they'll get on the completion. It's 4th down. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. Now this is fielded in the end zone. 21 yards. Well done on the return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
Back to Mixon on 1st down. And he puts his head down and gets up to the 42 for a gain of about 6.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Now Joe Mixon. And 3 yards there takes him to the 45.
That play reminded me a lot of a former teammate of mine. We used to call him the trash man. His ability to sift through traffic and make plays was uncanny.
And that's exactly what you want from your Mike linebacker. 2 minutes gone by, 2nd quarter.
Hey, lock it.
They give to Mixon to try to pick it up. And he's got the 1st down, yardage before being taken down at midfield. Able to get what they need to keep the drive going with a 6-yard pickup on 3rd down.
Here we go, here we go. 60 outlaw. In the face. 2.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Got a man open, it's Ross. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30. Give him 19 there as the drive marches forward.
Ready, ready. 18 Gator. I got X3. 218, chopper.
Check, check, check.
Bam, bam. Big rip.
Off play action. Patterson. Oh, he's going to let this go for the end zone. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Monte Nicholson picks it. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. That's good for a Buccaneer first, a pickup of 12 yards.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down, executed it to perfection. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down.
Ready? Black 25.
Hey, pick your game up. Check 3, check 3, check 3. Shoot.
On 2nd down, it's Armstrong. And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play. And they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here.
Ready? Blue ready?
57 to Mike.
Here we go. Let's bring it. Let's go. Let's bring it. Let's bring it.
Check 4, check 4. Check the backer, check the backer.
57's the Mike. Rock 57. Check. Let me go.
Jameis to throw it. And he's caught on the sideline, but he's not going to have a first down. They say he was out of bounds. So a big call there. That brings up 4th. Here comes the Buccaneers punter now. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. Now here's Ross. Oh, he nearly broke that one. As it stands, though, a heck of a 36-yard run back. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. We remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll send you cross-state to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman will have all the stats and all the scores from games going on during another busy Sunday in the National Football League. On the delay, it's Mixon. And some room to run now. He'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. That good for 22 and a first down. What makes a draw play like that successful?
Well, we did see where he made the first wave miss, and that was a big part of it. But a lot of it is just being actors back there, making the defense think it's going to be a pass.
It's caught here by Adams. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. 18 yards there, and it'll be a 1st and goal.
Now, that was pretty. They executed that curl route versus zone coverage, and that changes things a little bit because against man, it's often a tight curl, tight, sharply run route. Against zone, you're just looking for that open spot, that dead area, so you may curl it a little bit wider just to get to that place.
And usually a tight window. He fired a bullet in there for the completion. And he'll get blown up behind the line of scrimmage, back at the 6. A loss of 2 there, 2nd down.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
2nd and goal from the 6 this time.
Check, 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 check. Hey, high 7. 80 weapons.
I don't even know why this team showed up.
Back to throw. Patterson. And that's going to be knocked away in the end zone. It's incomplete. The surprise second-round pick, Sean Bunting, there to get a hand in.
This defense can use some more of these types of plays. How about him reading it, driving on the football, and he's right there for the pass breakup.
Come on, set. Send Lobo.
I'm here all day. I'm here.
Go.
They'll look to throw on 3rd and goal. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. More problems here on 3rd down. They've converted only once so far in this first half.
And you know as well as I do in this league, if you don't win on 3rd down, it makes it hard to win a ball game because then you're relying on your defense, you're relying on your special teams. You've got to get it done with your offensive unit.
Still a little bit of time left here in the second quarter, but they do get 3 before the half and expand that lead.
And they have to be happy about that, and we haven't met a team yet that doesn't put an emphasis on trying to get points on the board in the last 2 minutes of a half. They'll be real excited to have those up on the board.
Accelerating, and off he goes. Past the 20. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Call that a 96-yard house call on the kick return, as they are now on the board here in the first half. The way this one was going, you just got the sense they needed something before half. They've at least got something on the board now. Still trailing, but a good sign.
That takes me back to our preseason tour of NFL camps. You remember we talked with that one coach who said his emphasis this year was scoring in the last 2 minutes of a half, heading into the locker room. This hits it right there. Take that momentum, take that good feeling, and take it to the locker room, regroup, and start over. They got it here.
They did indeed. A lot of football, full half to be played. So let's try this again. After the kick return TD, here's yet another kickoff. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. We're under 20 seconds to go in the half. I'm guessing the wise play here is be safe.
That is the wise play, because if you think about trying to fool them here, here's what you're facing. You're facing a loosened up secondary, playing a lot deeper than normal. So even if you run some type of misdirection, you're only going to fool them for a second or so. And guess what? They're so deep, they're really not going to be out of position. Take the knee, get to the locker room.
So we've reached the intermission in what right now is a 13-point game. As we toss it an hour or so east of here to Orlando, it's Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report. So it's the Packers set to receive the kick. They've got the lead as well as we are underway in the third quarter. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. Again, it's Mixon. Just a couple on the pickup there, and now it's third down.
Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stop that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else.
Off the play fake. Patterson. Flush to his right. And this is going to be incomplete.
Perhaps they overthought this one a little bit. They've been running it real well on this drive, and it was third and short, okay? They decided to throw the football incomplete. Yeah, they might have thought just a little bit too hard about that play selection.
It's a 4-yard return following a punt of 49. And the Bucs will get ready to go on offense. The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
Well, you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
They'll come out in a 4-receiver look. 3 men to the right side on 2nd and 6. Winston. It's caught by Mike Evans. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. First down, Tampa Bay there, a gain of 13.
Are we really in the second half here? And this is the first time we've seen Jameis Winston connect with Mike Evans?
Yeah, you know that they missed that in the first half. Up until this point, they've really missed it, haven't they?
I think that's a big reason why they're down on the scoreboard right now.
Winston. And he'll lay out and pull it in. What a diving catch there. It's a gain of 16. First down, Tampa Bay.
Well, partner, when you ask anyone other than your QB to throw the ball, you must have a lot of confidence, or you think you're really going to fake them out, and it looks like they did exactly that.
Yeah, going deep in the playbook and a great grab on the other end. So into Packer territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. Now a give, right side, Armstrong. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. The loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
Let's get it.
Ready. Black 22.
Night, sweetheart.
Now on 2nd and 13. Winston. And oh, look at that. A diving catch.
When you're a player of his stature, you don't just circle the games on your team's calendar. You
Circle the Pro Bowl?
Without a doubt. That's a game that you just figure you're going to be in each and every year. And it's because of catches like that. That's why he goes.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. From the gun, Winston. And he's got a man. It's the tight end, Howard, complete. Well, forget the run on 3rd and 1. They shock the D and rip off a pretty big play.
His position, and he's listed as a tight end, but he certainly doesn't run like one, and that's what we're seeing more and more coming into the league. Those guys who can run, make plays after the catch, and gain that additional yardage.
And using that speed there to turn it into a pretty nice little gain. They'll run on 1st down. It's Armstrong, and they're going to lose some on this play. Being knocked back to the 18. It'll wind up being a loss of 2, and that'll make it 2nd and 12.
Ready. Black 25 behind.
Check, Mike 42. Watch twist. Check, 40.
Working out of the gun, Winston. And this is caught by Evans. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Tight end right. Hey. You got 3.
5 on the 50. 5 on the 50. Let's go.
Winston from the gun on 3rd down. And that's knocked away and incomplete. It was Darnell Savage that time who was able to knock it away.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
So they put together a good little drive there, but ultimately stalling out in the red zone.
Yeah, I know a lot of people look at it as a little bit of a negative. They didn't get 6 points out of it, right? Didn't get the touchdown. But that's actually okay. They got 3 points, able to give their defense a little bit of rest, let them settle down over there. So all in all, to me, that's a good drive.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
Then they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe you try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
Back to the air on 2nd down. Patterson finds his tight end Ingram. A gain of 10 as they look to add on to this 10-point lead.
And after that completion, you can understand why so many teams in the league are emphasizing speed on defense at every position. The tight ends have created so many tough matchups now. If you can't run with a tight end as a linebacker, this is going to be the result every time.
Give them 18 on that play, and Green Bay has the first as well. 5th catch of the game for him there.
Yeah, and the tight end position is now becoming a volume pass catcher. It used to be occasional, right? Safety valve. Throw one to him every so often, but mainly they want him out there to block. Nowadays, an integral part of the passing game, and they create such great mismatches that they often become the leading receiver.
Looking for more there on 1st down, but this throw downfield incomplete. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Throwing again. Patterson. And that's complete to Adams. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. And this is going to lead to another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Bucs' 20-yard line.
Quarterbacks love slant routes because the receivers are breaking right into their line of vision, and receivers love them as well because they're getting the ball on the move and able to catch it and try and get upfield and gain additional yardage.
This quarterback now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. This is caught. Another big hitter there. This one good for 18.
Let's go.
They come out here in the eye. Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks.
You got tight. You got tight right there. He's checking.
And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Two big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal.
Alert three.
Mixon trying to punch it in. And he'll take this one in for a Packer touchdown. Joe Mixon with touchdown number 12 on the year. And the Packers are able to stretch that lead out further. And there you go. Nothing really too complex. Block, keep to your assignments, let them run it in. They did it.
Fundamental football. Good blocking beats good tackling on that play. End result, touchdown.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And tough to win games if you're going field goal here. They got field goal last time. Now they'll be looking for a touchdown.
They're looking for the big chunk now because, as you noted, the field goal way of doing it makes it that much harder and puts more pressure on every possession for you now. Go ahead and get 6 and feel a lot more comfortable about the position they're in.
Bigger chunks. We'll see if they can get the score. They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. Now Winston. Throw left side complete. That's Armstrong. That one good for 20 on the catch and run.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time.
First down, Winston. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. They could not contain Kenny Clark as he gets home for the sack.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, and with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete. Another pass attempt, another incompletion, and they're just a little over 100 yards passing here in this game, so defensively, pretty good job.
Definitely, because they were never really able to get the ball in the hands of their playmakers, so a lot of credit to the defensive game plan and especially the execution.
The Bucs on third down. They've had their troubles, just 1 for 6. This is going to be 3rd and 13. Winston now from the 50. And unable to connect, incomplete. Now give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And, look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually, that becomes man on man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
A critical one here if they're going to have any shot at this thing. So they'll go for it on 4th down. Winston to throw for it on 4th. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Schwartz. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. But no reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th.
Check, Mike 42. Silver.
Jameis now on first down. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 23, the 40, the 30, the 20, 10. And he is not quite going to make it all the way in. They'll mark him down right about the 1-yard line. A great pick, nice return, but you know he's just beating himself up inside for not getting all the way in.
No doubt about it, because he had visions of end zone in his mind. Going to be the total hero, but we did.
And he'll take this into the end zone for a Green Bay touchdown. Joe Mixon with his 13th touchdown of the year and 2nd of the game. And his guys capitalize on the short field as they take it in for 6. Pinheiro now to add the extra point. And the lead is now 24. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Fielded about a yard deep.
Good one, boy. Let's go. Let's go.
The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. And the interception last time on the opponent's side of the field, certainly not what they wanted.
Put it mildly, that is so frustrating because that signifies there's a drive going on. You're in good spot, great place to run some of your best offense. Instead, they turn the ball over.
Yeah, turned the ball over last time. See if they can avoid doing it here. So they had the big loss on that first down pass play and facing a 2nd and long. Now Winston. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. Defensively, you look at the numbers. Another incomplete pass that we just saw, and they're under 200 yards passing for the game, so they've done their job on that side of the ball.
Yeah, recently I was actually working a game where a quarterback had a streak of 5 straight games without a 200-yard game, and that was a big talk, both in his town and amongst his team. How do we get the passing game going? So big credit to them holding them under 200 today.
Now a pass hauled in downfield. A very solid gain of 27. And at this stage, down in the second half, looks like they just wanted to find a way to get it in the hands of their playmaker, and they did.
I think you're exactly right. I don't think the coordinator's looking at his play sheet and trying to figure out which play will work well. He's trying to figure out how to get the ball to the playmaker that you just described. Looking down at that sheet, you find people plays, not necessarily X's and O's, and that's exactly what they did there. I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. Jameis again. And he's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe. Rashawn Gary make that now 8 sacks for him on the season. The Bucs on 3rd down. They've struggled to the tune of 2 for 8 so far. This will be 3rd and 6. From the shotgun, it's Winston. Open man is Godwin. It's complete. And this is going to result in another first down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 27-yard line.
The goal for any offense versus a zone defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. Winston now finding Godwin complete. That will go as a pickup of 7 on the 7th play of the drive.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
Now a 2nd down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete. The intended target was Chris Godwin, and it's 3rd and short.
Ready. Black. What is that?
Check. 42's the mark.
Check the outs. Check the out. Check the out.
42 hot.
To the air again with Winston. And they're going to get him. He's sacked back around the 28. Kenny Clark able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon. Defense went 3-4. They got some push from the inside.
And this is something in a 3-4 you don't normally get because the nose tackle who got the sack, he's usually responsible or ends up getting double-teamed and sometimes triple-teamed. How about him working his way back and putting the big guy on the ground?
And his kick here is good. And they get a little bit closer here as the lead's down to 3 touchdowns. Well, in the grand scheme of things, those 3 points likely not going to matter much, but I guess they get a little closer, a little more respectability.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They've been outplayed all game long, but like my mom used to tell me all the time before I went out, dress up a little bit, son. Make yourself respectable. And that's what they're doing here. They're just dressing up the final score.
And a nice job there as he gets this one up just shy of the 35-yard line at the 34. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. All of a sudden, they have quite a bit of breathing room. This was a 1-score game, but touchdowns on their last 2 drives, and now comfort is here, so to speak.
It certainly is for them. I've been in this situation before on the flip side of this. And all that's going on there is a little bit of finger pointing. Hey, what's going on? How can we stop them? Can someone make a play to try and stop this momentum?
Well, they're going to be ball hawking because they need a turnover on that other side. They'll run with Mixon. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. 14 yards, good for a Packer first down.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
Mixon, and an alley to run. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. 14 yards, good for a Packer first down.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the fourth as it was way back in the first, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
On first down, Mixon. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. That's good for 21 yards and a first down. This defense, Charles, they have unraveled here in the fourth.
In a sense, it's like they're being pressed like in a basketball game, and they just can't get the ball over half court. I mean, no matter what they do, they can't get off the field. They can't slow them down. They're just going up and down the field against them. Yeah, unraveling would be a perfect word for them.
So it's all over. A Green Bay victory. And really, it looked at times like they just had this one in cruise control out there.
Yeah, they deserve a ton of credit because you and I both know, heck, they knew. This is a tough place to play. Overcame that with ease. Robbed home with an easy win. And here's the best part for them. It'd be easy to get to the airport because the crowd left pretty early in this one, didn't they?
Well, plus they have a police escort.
Okay, you had to spoil that part of it. Of course, they're going to get there. But think about how wide open things are now because this crowd didn't expect this.
No.
So they went back to the tailgate and said, let's go eat. This one isn't any fun for us.